Hi, welcome back. I will be showing you my chicken house build this week.
My granddaughter came up and helped me do the posts and the cement blocks and the beams, and now I'm going to try and build the floor. So I'm going to put the floor joists up there and then I will cut them to length.
I'm building the floor with 8-foot 2x6s, 2 foot on center. I have two 6x6 beams under the floor joists. I cut the joists all to 8 foot exactly. When you buy lumber, they don't all come exactly to length unless you specify studs. My grandma used to have chickens, and I think I got my love of chickens from her. I used to love going to visit her and seeing all the chickens. This is only the second time I have used a circular saw. Tim had an old corded skill saw that was very heavy. I cut a countertop to shape with it and it scared me to death. I had to talk myself into using this one, but it's much lighter and easier to use. I'll use it again.
I got all the joists cut. Now I'm going to take the bracing off and then put the end boards on.
They're actually called rim joists. I had forgotten. That bird you heard was a killdeer. They lay their eggs in the driveway every year and we cannot get them to not lay their eggs there. So usually their young do not hatch. As a young girl, I used to go out and watch my dad work in his wood shop. I think that's where I got my love of building. When I was about 8 or 9, we built an A-frame playhouse, and I remember putting shingles all the way up to the top of that A-frame. My arm was so sore for days. All we had back then was a hammer and nails. We didn't have any of the nice new pneumatic tools like Tim has now.
That took me a while, but I did screw all the joists in, 2 foot on center. I put 2 side by side on the ends so that the walls can sit on a double joist, and I screwed it all together. Here's the floor. My brother Dale helped me put it on. So my brothers came and helped me put up the walls on the chicken house. So that's getting done. We'll see what Tim and I can do to finish it off.
I forgot to tell you that we did glue down linoleum to the floor before we built the walls on it. My brother Dale helped me do that too.
So, you'll have to, I don't know where the joists are because the plywood's covering it. Are they in line?
The joists are 2 foot on center.
Are they in line with
They
the...
should be in line with the studs. I can't, it's covered with...
I know, that's what I said. If they're in line with the studs,
Yes, they're in line with the studs.
Tim is screwing the wall into the joists that are underneath the floor.
okay, I don't know if this is going to stay up here because I can't unfold it all the way. right over your head. So you want to trim that and then I'll do it.
The linoleum was in the way of the bracing, but also we needed to cut it back so that when we put the wall plate down, it could be straight with the plywood.
I'm going to put a 14-foot 2x6 that's very heavy right over your head, and I don't want to smoosh you.
You don't want to smoosh away?
I don't know, I don't have one. Okay, you're the one holding it from going anywhere.
Okay. Whoa, it slid down.
Oh, shoot. Well, it's a half-inch shy of 20.
That's great.
Tim put the roof joists on. He didn't want me getting up there and trying it on my own. I'm kind of glad he was helping because they were really heavy. It was icy out and very wet and slippery. We put some hurricane clips up there and screwed them in so that they would stay in place.
None. You're going to knock it off just get
1, 2, 3, 4 on each one.
on each side.
Oh, well, you would do 4 here, but would you do all 6 up here? Because it's all.
Do at least 4.
We were putting up the 2 end rafters so that I could build the sidewalls underneath.
So now I have to screw on the brackets that Tim started, and then I'll have to measure and cut all the studs for the sidewalls. So I moved my camera back so you can see the whole chicken house, and I will get to nailing those brackets in.
The brackets needed 4 screws into the joists and 4 screws into the wall on each end of the joist. I'm going to screw down the bottom plate first, and then I will measure and cut the wall studs and then screw them in. I screwed down one end and then went to the other end to screw it down so that it would be straight along the piece of plywood. I had marked on the rafter and on the bottom plate 2 foot on center for my wall boards. The wind decided to blow my camera over. Sure is a beautiful sky. I'm putting on a strip of plywood at the bottom so that we can use full sheets at the top. The tall wall is 9 foot tall and the short wall is 6 foot tall. Tim measured and is now cutting the angle on this second sheet. We will put that up when it's cut. Since it's my chicken house, I will screw the sheets off, but Tim will help me lift them into place. He's such a good husband. He moves the ladder for me because I can't lift it very well. He decided to climb the ladder and pull the sheet up and then tack it into place so then I could go up there and screw it off. I ended up dropping about 4 screws, but we did pick them all up because they're very expensive. Tim is cutting that last piece while I screw off the wall. We're going to put the roof rafters 2 foot on center.
Okay, we got one up. I'm not going to film the rest of them. I'll film after we get the rafters up. Barge board is up. Now we're putting the rest of the rafters up.
Sorry about my finger in the way, but Josh came up and helped us put the sheeting on the roof. Sure was nice to not have to get up there. Josh also put the roof paper up. It's nice to have it done. I hope it keeps it waterproof. We only got one window in, but I did cover the other window hole with a piece of plywood. It's gonna rain, so we had to quit. I got the door side all ready to go. Now all we have to do is put the door in.
Okay, so I guess the next step is putting the screen around the bottom. I'll put some treated 2x4s on the ground, and then I'll attach the screen to that, drive some rebar down through some holes I'll drill to attach it to the ground.
I put treated 2x4 all the way around where I was going to put the hardware cloth. It's 1/4 inch hardware cloth, so that I would have something to staple the hardware cloth to on the ground. My wonderful granddaughter came up and helped me move the hole for the venting to the top and put the hardware cloth over the hole and out to the end of the rafters so no birds can get in and build nests.
So I'm going to put up the last board for the screen around the bottom, and then I'll try and put the screen on. Put the rebar in the first board down there at the bottom, but I forgot on this one here, so I guess I won't do the rebar.
I did some cleanup and put things away so that I could get the hardware cloth put up around the bottom. I cut the hardware cloth long so that I could fold it out from the bottom so that nothing could dig down underneath the hardware cloth. It's worked really well so far. Tim bought me a pneumatic stapler. I'm not using it right here, but I will use it later. This stapler was just too hard for me to use. The staples weren't big enough and the cloth kept popping off. So I will use my pneumatic stapler later, and it really made it easy to get all the way around the chicken house. It took a while, but I got it done and I'm very happy with the results.
I know I didn't show it, but I did get the screen around the bottom. I also got the roosting bars. The roosts up. I guess you can't really see it that well, but it's getting there. Next is the door. Okay, you can see the screen better from this view. I just did these two sides because the fence we're having an electric poultry fence. It will keep all the critters out. And while I was out getting lunch, my husband installed the door. So I will put up the fence and we'll be ready for chickens. Needing help once again with my chicken house. Cutting a vent for the other side of the chicken house. Okay, so I got the hole cut. Tim got the hole cut. So now I'm going to staple the screen over the hole.
As you can see, I'm using my pneumatic stapler here. Wow, that works so great. I don't know if you can hear it, but my hose has a leak in it. It's not the stapler. My sister died of cancer 6 years ago. His Eyes on the Sparrow was a song she treasured while she was sick. These verses comforted her, knowing the Lord was watching out for her. Matthew 10:29 through 31. Are not 2 sparrows sold for a copper coin? And not one of them falls to the ground apart from your Father's will. But the very hairs of your head are all numbered. Do not fear, therefore, you are of more value than many sparrows.
So we have the screen up there for venting, and then on the other side, well, I'll just show you through the door. We have, hi babies, screen way up high. So I'm hoping that that will draw the hot air up and out. My babies are so hot. Got up to 104 yesterday. Supposed to be cooler today. But I don't want any of them to die. We've got plenty of water and food. And they have shade underneath the chicken house. So the next thing we have to do is build the steps so I can actually get up in there. So I'll show you the chicken house from the front. See the venting way up high? That's where I want the hot air to go.
Tim is building the steps to my chicken house. Now I won't have to use a ladder to get up there. Tim is measuring for center for the center stair horse. It doesn't really need a center stair horse since we're using 2x wood, but Tim likes me to be safe, so he's putting in extra security. We used old 2-inch wood we found laying around. After having all this lumber delivered, got a lot of pieces of wood that they used underneath the strapping, things like that. We used that for the deck and the stairs. Tim got all the 2-inch boards cut to length. Now I'm going to screw them all down. I did not show it, but I did cut the boards to length on the decking too. I just did it at a later date. My grandsons raised hens to sell so that they could go to summer camp. So I bought 9 from them.
It was a struggle to get those screws in, but I did it. So, as far as I know, my chicken house is finally complete.
Thanks for watching. Have a good day.